Hello students, welcome to online classes of Sri Mahavir International School, Kishangarh Rehnwal. I hope you all are well at your home. As you know that we are discussing about chapter number 3 of civics, that is parliamentary government and the union executive. And we have discussed about union legislature, that is known as parliament, in previous video, and we have discussed that parliament is made up of three organs or three bodies, that are president, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And we have also discussed that the Rajya Sabha is known as the upper house and the state council, and the Lok Sabha is known as lower house and the house of people. And we have discussed about the Lok Sabha in detail in previous video, that we have discussed about Lok Sabha, that the composition of Lok Sabha, there are 552 maximum members can be in Lok Sabha. Out of 552, 550 members are elected directly by the citizen of India. And out of 550 directly elected by members, 530 members belong to the states and 20 members belong to the union territories, and the two members are nominated by the president of India. Then after we have discussed about the eligibility criteria to be a member of Lok Sabha, and we have discussed in previous video he or she must be a citizen of India, he or she must be completed the age of 25 years, and he or she must not be bankrupt or mentally disturbed. And then after we have discussed about the term, we have discussed that Lok Sabha is is not a permanent house. It means the president can be dissolved the Lok Sabha, but normally the time period is 5 years. And then after we have discussed the presiding officer, it means the head of the Lok Sabha is known as speaker, and the speaker is elected out of the Lok Sabha member, and a deputy speaker that also elected out of the elected member of the Lok Sabha. And in the absence of speaker, the deputy speaker work as a speaker. Today we will discuss about Rajya Sabha. Known as upper house, we have discussed that Rajya Sabha known as the upper house and the Lok Sabha known as lower house. The Rajya Sabha represent the states and union territories. It means Lok Sabha represent the citizen of India. It means the people of India. But Rajya Sabha represent the states and the union territory. The member of Rajya Sabha try to reflect the interest of the states they represent in the parliament. It means the Rajya Sabha represent the member of the particular states. Thus, when a law is being made, their opinion is needed to prevent a hasty passage of a bill. Now, composition of Rajya Sabha. It means how many members are there in Rajya Sabha. The maximum membership of the Rajya Sabha is 250. It means in Rajya Sabha there are 250 maximums members can be, and out of these, it means out of 250, 12 members are nominated by the president from among the distinguished personalities in the field of literature, science, art and social service. Similarly, in Lok Sabha also two members are nominated by president, but these two members are belong to the Anglo-Indian, and in Rajya Sabha 12 members are nominated by the president, but these 12 members are belong to the social field and art, science and literature. The other 230 members represent the various states and union territories, and the remaining member, it means 238 members represent a particular states or union territories. The number of members from each state depend upon the population of the state, and the number of members in the Rajya Sabha of a state is depend on the population of the particular state. When we will talk about Rajasthan, there are 10 members elected in the Rajya Sabha and 25 members elected in Lok Sabha from Rajasthan. Now, eligibility criteria to become member of Rajya Sabha. It means what are the eligibility, who can be the member of Rajya Sabha. To become a member of Rajya Sabha, a person must meet the following criteria. First point, she or he must be a citizen of India. It means similar Lok Sabha, in Rajya Sabha also, he or she must be a citizen of India. Second point, she or he must be at least 30 years old. It means any candidate who completed the age of 30 years, he or she can be fight the election. But in Lok Sabha, the minimum age is 25, and in Rajya Sabha, minimum age 30 years. And similar Lok Sabha, she or he must not be bankrupt or mentally unsound. It means he or she must not be a mentally disturbed. And she and he must not hold any government job. All these points, all these are the eligibility criteria to become member of Rajya Sabha. Now election, how the election are held of the Rajya Sabha. But in Lok Sabha, direct election are held in Lok Sabha, but in Rajya Sabha, indirectly election are held. The member of the Rajya Sabha are not directly elected by the people. In Lok Sabha, the election are held directly by the citizen of people, but in Rajya Sabha, the election are not held directly by the people. They are the representative of the states. It means the all member of the Rajya Sabha are representative of the state. Hence, they are elected by the elected member of the Legislative Assembly of the state. It means the Legislative Assembly's member that elected by directly people, and these members elect the representative in Rajya Sabha. The representative of the union territories are chosen according to the rules laid down by the parliament, and in union territories the members of the Rajya Sabha are elected according to the rules that are laid down in the parliament. Term, what is the term? When we have discussed about Lok Sabha term, normally the 5 year of the Lok Sabha members time period, but in Rajya Sabha is a permanent house, but Lok Sabha is not a permanent house. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent house and cannot be dissolved. It means it can't be dissolved, but Lok Sabha president can be dissolved. 1/3 of its members retired every 2 years, and an equal number of members are elected in their place. It means every 2 years, 1/3 member of the Rajya Sabha retired and replaced them new members. Ordinary, the term of Rajya Sabha is 6 years. It means normal time period of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years, and the Lok Sabha time period is 5 years. Now, presiding officer, who is the head of the Rajya Sabha? The head of the Lok Sabha is Speaker and Deputy Speaker. Similarly, there is also a head of Rajya Sabha. The vice president is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. It means who will be the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha? Vice president of India. He presides over the meeting of the Rajya Sabha and regulate its proceeding. It means all meetings are held, all meetings are prescribed by the Vice President of India, and Vice President is the chief or chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Since the vice president is not a member of Rajya Sabha, he and she cannot vote on issues discussed. And in Rajya Sabha, there will be also a discussion on any issues, but vice president not belong to the Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha, so he can't be vote in the discussion. However, in case of tie, but if the voting is take place and there will be tie, then he and she, it means the vice president, can exercise his or her casting vote. It means then he can cast their vote, but in ordinary he can't vote for in any favor or in any issue. The Rajya Sabha elect one of its member as deputy chairman, and Rajya Sabha, out of all members, one member elected as a deputy chairman who discharge the function of the chairman in his absence. It means when the vice president is absent, then after the deputy chairman work as the chairman. Now we have discussed about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in detail, their composition, their eligibility and election, presiding officer, term. Now we will discuss about powers of the parliament. What are the powers of the parliament? The parliament in India has mainly 5 different type of power. There are 5 different type of power of parliament. These are legislative power, executive power, financial power, judicial power, and power to amend the constitution. It means amendment power in the constitution. Now we will discuss about these powers in detail. First, legislative power. The parliament is the highest lawmaking body. It means we have discussed in previous class that the highest making body in state is legislature. Similarly, in central government, the highest law making body is parliament. It can legislate on all subjects mentioned in the union list, concurrent list, and residual subject. It means parliament makes the law on the union list, concurrent list, and residual subjects. And we have discussed in previous class also that in our country the issues, the subjects are divided into 3 categories: union, in which central government makes the law, and state list. In this list the state government makes the law, and concurrent, both government, central and state government, make the law. But central government makes on union list and concurrent list and residuary subject also. A law is introduced in the form of a bill, which on approval become a law. First, a bill. A bill means a proposal for making a law. Bill means a proposal for making law that represent in the parliament. It means Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. There can be money bill or ordinary bill, and bill can be different type like money bill or ordinary bill or constitution amendment bill. The legislative proposal for the bill other than the money bill can be instead in either of the 2 houses. It means leaving money bill, it means expansion of money bill, कि money bill को छोड़ के other ordinary bill can be represent in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but money bill first introduced in Lok Sabha. Approval of both the houses is necessary for the passing of the bill. It means the approval of both. It means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are necessary for the passing a bill. In case of differences between the 2 houses on any legislative matter bearing money bill, or majority vote is taken in the joint meeting of both the houses. And if any disputes between 2 houses, it means Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, by discussing in ordinary bill, then there will be the joint meeting, and the joint meeting called by the president, and then after voting take place. Now second power, power to control the executive. It means executive controlling power. In a parliamentary form of democracy, the Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Parliament. It means the all Council of Ministers, even all ministers collectively responsible to the Parliament. The Parliament control the executive by questioning the minister about their policies and action. It means the policies that made by Parliament or the rules that made by Parliament, the members can question about these policies and they control their power. The minister are questioned by the member during question are in both houses regarding the policies and program of the government, and in both houses in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha the opposition party can ask question to the ruling party that made by the policies or rules or law. Members seek information and point out the defect in the functioning of the government. If the minister fail to give satisfactory answer to the question, the lower house may pass a vote of no confidence against them. It means if any minister, any member of the Council of Ministers, it failed to the satisfy about the question that asked to him or her, then there will be no confidence bill passed and he can remove from the Council of Ministers. In that case, the ministers have to resign, and when no confidence bill pass, it means whole Council of Ministers will resign. It means all ministers will resign. The Lok Sabha has more effective control than the Rajya Sabha over the executive, as the Rajya Sabha may criticize the minister, but it cannot pass a vote of no confidence against them. It means the Lok Sabha is more powerful comparison Rajya Sabha because the no confidence bill passed by the Lok Sabha, not by the Rajya Sabha. Next, financial powers. The Parliament enjoy control over the union finance. It means all financial power of the union government is controlled by the Parliament. Every year the government places its budget before the legislature. It means every year, approximately in February or March month, the Parliament represent their annual budget. The budget show in detail the expected income of the government and the manner in which it would be spent. And in the budget, the all details are included like what are the income of the government and in which department it will be spent. In addition to the budget, a finance bill is also introduced, and in finance bill also introduced by the Parliament. It contains the proposal for new tax as well as proposed changes in the existing tax to meet the government expenditure. And in finance bill, there the tax details are included and what are the changes in taxes policies that are also included in the finance bill. These proposals have to be approved by the legislature. Failing with the government has to resign, and if the government fails, then government will resign. Next, power to amend the constitution. It means to amendment in the constitution. Amendment means changing. Amendment to the constitution can take place only in the Parliament. It means in the constitution, the Parliament can amend the constitution, not state government. Only Parliament can amend our constitution. Some article in the constitution can be amended by the simple majority in both the houses. It means some articles there were 395 articles when the constitution framed, but at present approximately 475 articles are there in our constitution. Out of them, some articles can amend by simple majority of both houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. For amending a major portion of the constitution, a two-third majority in both the houses is needed. It means for simple majority, the two-third member is cast. All member cast their voting, and if the two-third member is favor for the amending, the simple majority take place. In the matter of amendment, the constitution vests equal power in the two houses of parliament. International territories and the trade agreement also required the consent of the parliament. It means all the territories to the other countries and agreement that also take place by the advice of the parliament. Next power, judicial power. The parliament has to power to remove the president and vice president of the India through the process of impeachment. It means the next power of the parliament that removing of the president and vice president and by the process, that process known as a impeachment. In case also recommend the president the removal of a judge of Supreme Court or the High Court, and parliament also can approach to the president to remove the judge of Supreme Court and High Court both. Similar recommendation can be made about the Chief Election Commissioner and the Auditor General. And similarly, Parliament can also recommend a approach to the President to remove the Chief Election Commissioner of India and the Auditor General. Dear students, these five are the main powers of the Parliament. First, legislative power. Second, power to control the executive. Third, financial power. Fourth, power to amend the constitution. And next, judicial power. Now we will discuss about role of the political party. It means what are the role of political parties. In our country, there are several parties. Some parties like Congress, and full name of Congress, Indian National Congress. Next, BJP, and it means Bharatiya Janata Party, and Janata Party, Communist Party of India, etc. are known as national parties, as their sphere of influence in large. It means these are the national parties. It means in our countries, the political parties are divided into two categories: one, national parties, and two, second, regional parties. The Congress, BJP, Janata Party, Communist parties of India, these are the national parties. There are also regional parties like Akali Dal and Telugu Desam Party, which exercise limited power as their influence is confined to a specific region. It means these parties work in a particular or a specific region. These are the regional parties like Akali Dal and Telugu Desam Party. Of these parties, the party which has ruled the longest in the Congress, and out of this, the Congress is ruled in India longest. In between, there has been the rule of other parties also, but between there is other parties also rule, like in before 2019 to 2014, the Congress party ruled in India, and at present the BJP party ruling in India. In recent time, however, the coalition government has become the norms, as no national party has managed to get a clear-cut majority in the parliament. But in some time, there is also a coalition government. Coalition government means if any party does not get majority, then more than one party, it means two or three parties join and each other and form a government. This type of party known as this type of government known as coalition government. Now next point, making a law, that we will discuss in next chapter. I hope you have understand about the powers of the parliament and the Rajya Sabha. and making a law that we will discuss in next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.